All right, Shalom. Check the feed real quick. Check the feed. Live. All right, Shalom. Before I get started, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Back with another live lesson through the Holy Spirit. The Rakakwadash prophecy is on fire, and America is in chaos. All right, so got some more articles, news. We're gonna go through here briefly. All right, so again, as the world is on fire, as America's on fire, we're gonna remain calm and collected. All right, we're gonna be occupied in prophecy, stay occupied in prophecy. All right, because we told y'all, man, this shit is going down and it's going down fast, man. All right, the days are evil. I see that the elder Manat Zabah is going live as well. All right, the days of evil. Repent, Jake. That's what we're trying to tell you, man. Everything around America is going to the next level, man. All right, because we're at the doors of destruction, man. Okay, America is about to be destroyed. All right, we're in the midst of martial law. Trump is implementing that police state. All right, there's a great divide amongst Americans. All right, but our minds are occupied in the scriptures, man. All right, so before we even get into everything, let's open up with Ezekiel chapter 21. All right, so again, like you see, as people are panicking, all right, we're gonna stick to the scriptures, man. All right, stay, keep our eyes on prophecy. Anyway, let's go to let's go into the spirit. So let's go to Ezekiel 12. Let's open up with that. That's always a good scripture. All right, so this is Ezekiel 12 and verse 21. Okay, this is Ezekiel 12 and 21. It says, "In the word of the Lord, Yahweh Shai came unto me, saying, Son of man, what is that proverb that you have in the land of Israel, saying, the days are prolonged and every vision faileth?" All right, and see, people, if you've been occupied in prophecy and clearly seeing what's going on all throughout America, all throughout the world, all right, the days, the prolonged days of America are coming to an end. All right, the Lord is shortening these days. It says the days are prolonged and every vision faileth. Tell them, Ezekiel 12 and 23, it says, "Tell them therefore, thus saith the Lord, power, Yahweh Shai, I will make this proverb to cease, and they should no more use it as a proverb in Israel." Right. So all you people out there that try to say, you understand that we are at the end of the world, but it's not going to come in your lifetime. That's clearly not the case, man. All right. All these signs here that are these prophecies that are coming to pass is showing us that we ain't got a lot of time left, man. Okay. Romans 13 and 11. Okay. Our salvation is nearer than we believe. All right. So all the talk of we'll be here for another 100 years, 50 years, 60 years, that's not going to happen, man. All right. The Lord is amplifying, the destruction, the sedition, all right, the great divide amongst America, all right, the time of Jacob's trouble, the persecution, as you see, Jacob's being plastered all in the media as being a domestic threat, a domestic terrorist. These Edomites are on these podcasts talking about how you niggas are the problem. So the bottom line is this, is that all hell is about to break loose, man. So there's no way, again, that you can say that, the time that this thing is going to be prolonged. All right. Ezekiel 12 and 23, "Tell them therefore, thus said the Lord, power, Yahweh Shai, I will make this proverb to cease, and they should no more use it as a proverb in Israel, but say unto them, the days are at hand and the effect of every vision." The prophecy is speaking, man. Prophecy is on fire, man. Okay, this shit is getting ready to literally blow up. Okay, people are terrified right now, man. Okay, mass shootings are going crazy. This is the highest point of mass shootings throughout America right now, man. Okay, every other day is something in the news of, somebody, plotting to shoot up a school, or, some shit going down. They're finding weapons and they're finding notes. This shit is getting crazy, man. All right, but again, the days are at hand, and the effect of every vision. It says, verse 24, Ezekiel 12 and 24, it says, "For there shall be no more any vain vision, nor flattering divination within the house of Israel." Because right now, you're getting the whole truth, man. We're not here to flatter you. We're not here to blow smoke up your ass. We're here to give you the truth directly, man. Okay? It says, verse 25, "For I am the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahushai, I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged, for in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word and will perform it, saith the Lord power, Yahweh Shem Yahushai." So the Lord is action is going on right now. Things are happening. Okay? The destruction is near. The end of America is even closer than ever, man. Okay? Trump is getting ready to come down with full force. This devil's coming down with full wrath. Okay? America is about to be completely shut down. All right? So there's no more denying, the will of the Most High, man. There's no more ignoring what the prophets have to say, man. Okay? The prophets are being heard loud and clear, especially right now, man. All right? So let's get into this thing here. Right? Bear with me. Why is this even here? Let me move this out the way. All right, cool. So anyway, Shalom, priest.
Hey, Shalom, Shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Bashim HaKadosh Baruch
Hey, Bashim Yahushai, Bashim HaKadosh Baruch. So yeah, just getting into, I just read 12, on how the Lord is no longer prolonging these days in America. There's no denying the fact that the end is at the doorstep. And we're just going to get into these, these prophecies on fire, and America's in chaos. And as all this shit is going on, as I was saying, and we're going to stick to the scriptures, man. We're going to stay in the spirit of the Lord, So if you want to add on anything before we, get into it, feel free. Bro.
Yeah, because I was listening to you while I was backstage, and you were just going into how the Lord is bringing the end. All right, just want to add to that. This is 1 Peter chapter 4, verse 7. It says, "But the end of all things is at hand. Be ye therefore sober and watch until prayer." Beautiful. Because as we see, man, Esau is doing a lot of psyops. Yep. All right. He's pretty much, declaring war on Jake. Everything that we're seeing, happening with these shootings, these different problems that's being shown in America, Esau is making Jake the face of everything that was wrong with this country. So as it says, be ye therefore sober and watch unto prayer, because this is the time to be walking with wisdom, because great tribulation is about to come, man. So, I thought about earlier today, ISUPK made that statement, that walking with wisdom is cowardly. Well, hey, you about to be seeing, the elect, quote unquote, acting cowardly, because we see the shit that's going on, man. We utilizing wisdom for every single thing, bro, because this shit about to get real. So hey, pray, man. Continue to keep that armor, man.
That's it. Proverbs. Let me get that. Was it Proverbs 22? A prudent man, right? I'll pull it up here. This is Proverbs 22. In verse 3, it says, "A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished." See? So a man of wisdom, a prudent man is a man of wisdom. A prudent man can see the vision. That's right. Okay? It says, "A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself." So like we see in this image here that I got looping, hey, we're going to hide ourselves in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. We're going to stay in these scriptures, man. All right? So that we have the covering of the Lord as these days continue to get even more evil, man. All right? You're not going to be able to hide yourself in any other way. You're not going to hide yourself behind, arming yourself up, all right, doomsday prepping. All right, everything is in the will of the Lord. So you gotta have complete faith in Yahweh Shem Yahushai as we enter into this straight gate, man. Okay, He's the covering. It says but the simple pass on and are punished. So all these people that didn't want to take heed, like it tells you in Ezekiel chapter 3, those that didn't take heed to the sound of the trumpet, the Lord said, what? The blood's going to be upon your head.
Mm-hmm.
Those that thought that was just we were speaking conspiracies, we were fear mongering, and all these excuses to not believe. All right, you're going to be punished. You know.
I got one more for you, Baba Gosha.
Yep.
This is Colossians chapter 4, verse 5. Walk in wisdom toward them that are without, redeeming the time.
Yep.
Because, hey man, we're about to see people crash out on a whole nother level than what we're seeing now. You know, people are complaining, but as these things, you know, it continues to intensify, man. Esau is pumping that fear, you know, like he did during, you know, the pandemonic.
Yep.
And these people, they're going to lose it, man. All right. So we have to keep pushing that, you know, that's the spirit has been, you know, pushing throughout different videos I've seen today, man. We got to walk with wisdom, man. Be salty, you know, because it's a lot of deception, betrayal, persecution, you know, just straight up, you know, coming for the men of the Lord and you sisters that believe, man. All right. So, hey, you got to watch your surroundings, man. Watch who you dealing with.
Yep. As soon as you said that, I just wanted to pull this up, man, and we'll probably touch on it, you know, later on in the lesson. But just adding on to what you said, this is from the first America's First report. It says AI-backed deepfake impersonations are getting harder to detect. FBI warns. So, as you were saying, Priest, hey, this man is about to go deep in his bag, man. Okay, he's about to pull all the bullshit out the hat. He's about to give everything he got, man. All right, so you got to be on point, okay? Because and this is true. The deep fakes, the AI, all of that shit is getting so is so crispy now. It's hard to tell.
Yeah,
and he's going to use that for his purposes to deceive the very elect, or to attempt to deceive the elect. He's going to be trying to set people up. There's all types of shit going on, man. So you got to be on the ready. Is the point, right? Now I want to read this real quick, and we'll get into these articles as well. All right. But I had put this in earlier, right? In the chat GPT. So I was, you know, looking up order ab KO in the banking elite poly crisis, because that's kind of what's happening. That's exactly what's happening right now. Right. So it says here, number one, it says order ab KO, Latin for order from chaos. It says origins and meaning. The phrase is often associated with the ideas of creating a new order or system out of disorder and chaos. All right. So all of this shit that you've been seeing over the past, literally, 3-4 days, man, past couple of weeks. All right, with the deployment of the National Guard, the beefing up of the ICE agencies, Charlie Kirk getting murked. All right, you know, the Charlotte stabber, you know, school shootings. People don't know where the fuck to look, man. Right. But it's all part of the design, as we were telling you early on. So it says this phrase is often associated with the idea of creating a new order or system out of disorder and chaos. It has been used historically by various groups, including certain secret societies. All right, the Bacon Elite, the Edomites. It says to describe the process of restructuring society or systems after periods of turmoil. Right. It says in modern context, it can refer to how crises like economic, political, or social may be used as a catalyst for significant change, whether through intentional design or as a side effect. In the context of banking and financial systems, order ab chaos or order ab KO may be used to describe the way major financial crises, such as the 2008 financial collapse, it says, often lead to new regulations, centralized power, or a reshaping of the financial landscape. And that's coming, man. Yeah. This is why from the time when Trump spent when he implemented the $500 billion to get the Stargate up and running, right? Now you got you have what you call it, the Palantir now. Everything is being structured for the B system, for the MOTB. That's going to be the reshaping of the financial landscape. It's going to be a new way of buying and selling. All right. It says number 2, the banking elite polycrisis. It says polycrisis definition. A polycrisis refers to a situation where multiple crises are happening at once, interconnected and reinforcing each other, creating a complex, multifaceted crisis. Instead of a singular, straightforward problem, you're dealing with overlapping crises in multiple sectors, economic, environmental, political, or social. Everything that's happening right now.
Yep.
Okay. You was gonna say something, Priest? Go ahead.
Con, I had a precept.
No, go ahead, bro.
This is 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. It says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." Because everything that you're reading is things that the apostles have been warning about, because they did the research. These different documentaries that came out, like America Under Siege,
Yep.
and all the other ones that they constantly reference. But when you go into these truthers have been exposing this shit for years, but the scriptures tell us that these things are going to happen, so it just substantiates the prophecies that our apostles have taught us, and now we are watching come to pass. So we understand how this devil operates, man. So he's going to bring these different things, because everything you're seeing isn't happening by coincidence. It is intricately designed to pretty much do this, because the elites know how to galvanize the people towards what they want to do.
Beautiful. Beautiful, bro. Hey, none of these, all of these acts of violence are not random, right? So read it on.
Kind of, I had one more for you, because I want to go to that point. If you go back up that last point of the we talked about the economy, I think it was like the last sentence. Go up some more.
Okay. Yeah,
where it says the reshaping of the financial landscape.
Yep.
And Tazwan said he's on.
Okay, come.
This is Zephaniah chapter 1, verse 10. "And it shall come to pass in that day, saith the Lord, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and from the howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills." Because this is going into that financial collapse that you hinting at. Because the scriptures detail how America was going to fall. All right.
Right.
And it's all gradually, systematically. The Lord is destroying this place from within. And one of the ways that we see this happening is through America, with that thick clay.
Yep.
And also, as the stock market continually go up and down, man, it's going to get to a point to where everything is going to topple over, and that debt is going to become insurmountable to the point that this place is just going to crumble. All right. And that's what they want, the reshaping of that financial landscape, so they can bring in this MOTB.
That's it. Shalom up.
Hey, Shalom.
Hey, Shalom.
Priest, could I land back on the points you just made?
You got it.
As far as that thick clay, because like you had said, the way how this collapse of this economy is happening is intentional, is by design, is systemic. But as we're seeing the thick clay, that debt is starting to hit multiple infrastructures that impact people's day-to-day lives. Like we're seeing right now happen with the farmers.
Yep.
You have farmers that are discussing these tariffs and how that's impacting their ability to pretty much allow for resources and food to reach these Americans. But now it's to the point where they don't even have the way to break even. They're really taking a loss.
Right.
So just wanted to, add to that, just showing you how deep this is going to go. It's not just going to be a matter of just being in the markets. This is just going to hit every aspect of life.
Yep.
That's crazy.
I got something for you right here. Hey, you rather be saying stuff and it just hits my mind. But just add on to what you said, bro. This came out on the 9th of September. Here it says inflation erased U.S. income gains last year. It says high income households fared better than others, while women lost ground to men, Census Bureau says. All right. So hyperinflation is killing everybody, man. It's damn near impossible to save money, man. You talking about trying to invest. You're talking about trying to buy a home. You're talking about trying to live that American dream, which now costs what, $5 million. It's over, man. What else can you say? Oh, Priest got knocked out. Go ahead, I'll one if you was gonna say anything. Let me see if I can put him back in.
Colin, I'm just gonna land back on that because I did a lesson earlier this week going into the tariffs and the possible interest rate cuts.
Right.
Because as we see, Jerome Powell, the Fed chair, he's been pretty much of the opinion that, things are pretty steady right now. They can keep the rates where they are, right? But now the discussion after seeing the job reports that have came out and just reviewing, the projections of the economy, you now have the discussion where they're potentially going to cut the rates, the interest rate. But we know that's likely going to happen now. A lot of Americans are trying to rally behind this, and there's going to be a rally in the markets. But with these rate cuts, this is going to exacerbate the cost of living crisis.
Right.
Because when they cut these rates, that's going to cause that spigot, that money printer to get cut on, and that's going to deepen the strain of the dollar that's in circulation. Because the dollar is just being devalued as we see this inflation. And then cutting on that money printer is going to make it even worse.
Yep.
So the inflation that's been sustained last year is going to be even worse when they cut these rates.
Because if I can add to you, because the creation of the Federal Reserve System was to do exactly what we're seeing now, which is to destroy the economy. Because when you find out that this money is pretty much fake, it's not backed by anything, and all they do is print dollars out of thin air. This paper money, when you do the research, the history, it never has a long life because money, as we know, money transfers. So Esau, pretty much is phasing all this out, making everything, pretty much volatile so that they can crash and bring in this new system that's going to all revolve around digital currency, which is going to lead to the MOTB.
Yep.
Because you made a point. I was trying to find it. I thought I sent it earlier, this week, but dealing with the American dream, how they said it's like 5 million to be able to try to live the American dream now. So this shit's through.
It's over.
You see on the screen, inflation erased U.S. income gains last year. So there's no net positive in anything in America no more, man.
Right. That's right. I'll go back. Go ahead. No, go ahead, Tajman. Go ahead.
God, I just wanted to get a real quick precept, if I may. This is, as we always bring out, Luke 21 and 25. And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, as we see the signs in the heavens. Right. And upon the earth, distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring. And we see these nations are in distress. We see the riots that are happening across the earth because of the wicked rulership that exists. Now, pointing out this word perplexity in that verse, when we go into the Strong's Concordance, Strong's G640, it says the state of one who is in perplexity, but going in further to the root word, the etymon, is Strong's G639, aporeo. It says to be without resources, to be in straits, to be left wanting, to be embarrassed, to be in doubt, not to know which way to turn. And just highlighting the resources. There's going to be a lack of resources that people will be able to obtain with this relationship between inflation and lowering interest rates, because I just did a quick overview on AI overview on Google. There's a relationship between lowering interest rates and increased inflation because cheaper borrowing costs encourage consumers and businesses to spend and invest more, which boosts demand and can lead to higher prices. So it's going to be harder for people to have the ability to access resources. It's going to be harder for people to get what they're needing when they start to cut these interest rates.
Heavy. Beautiful stuff, man. And that's why, you sincere brothers and sisters out there that believe, that's listening, just continue to hang on tight, man. All right. It's over, and we are getting ready to come into that trial of our faith, man. So stay rooted. Right. Now, jumping back to the order out of chaos, where we stop at. Bear with me. Let's go down. All right, so we stopped at, let me see. Yeah, number 2 here. So it says the banking elite polycrisis, right? Polycrisis definition: a polycrisis refers to a situation where multiple crises are happening at once, interconnected and reinforcing each other, creating a complex, multifaceted crisis. Instead of singular, straightforward problem, Instead of a singular, straightforward problem, you're dealing with overlapping crises in multiple sectors: economic, environmental, political, or social. Banking elite. This typically refers to a small group of powerful individuals, families, or organizations that control major global financial institutions. These are the players who have significant influence over world markets, central banks, and financial systems of nations. When put together, the banking elite polycrisis, this could describe a situation where the elite banking class faces multiple interconnected crises. These crises might be economic collapse, environmental catastrophe, geopolitical tension, and social unrest, right?
Mhm.
It says all of which intersect and put strain on global financial systems. It could also suggest that these elites, despite being the cause of much of the instability, right, may use these crises to further consolidate their power or implement new financial policies that benefit them. There you go.
Yep.
Ooh, man, what more can we say? All right, everything is moving according to the plan.
Right.
Right.
Yeah,
You
is
got
that not a saying? And I forgot what elite said it, but like they can't let a good crisis go to waste.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
With everything that we're seeing, the steps that always talk about what's going to bring the new world order in, we're seeing these things take place.
Yep.
And I want to. There was a comment in here I thought was funny because we got a scoffer. This nigga, Adrian Perez. He said the year is 2055, and the Hebrew Israelites still going to be saying how close things are about to pop off. Like, bro, at this point, you just wishing to be right more than you really believe what you say. It's like,
man. Hey, these people gonna die, man. You know, hey, you keep that same energy when this shit goes down.
exactly.
Right.
You know, we're not gonna go back and forth. Hey, matter of fact, hey, right on time. Let's get that in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter.
Mm-hmm.
You know, see, this type of shit is no sweat, man. We're not worried about niggas like this, man.
Right.
You know, let's pull that up. You know,
Yeah, because it's all fun and jokes right now because you aren't seeing things hit home that affect your life personally.
right?
You know, this nigga talking about something, it pisses him off. But look, just wait. It say you have to believe Romans 3:3. It tells us, you know, so what is something I believe is the word of the Most High without effect.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna see these things happen to you, and like I said, that's you mocking that you're still on your judgment, man. Every word will be, you know, accounted for in that day.
There you go. Every other word, man. Hey, you niggas that talk like this, that think like this, hey, you getting ready to see it. You know,
Like,
go ahead.
What is your position? Like, you see all the problems going off in the like. That's the bullshit. You just come out here to ridicule and scoff, but you don't even provide solutions. You just up here on bullshit.
This is a nigga that's just talking out of the side of his fucking neck, man.
Exactly.
He's probably living good right now, man. But like the scriptures say, man, woe to you that are full because you're gonna hunger, man. Woe to you that laugh now because you're gonna cry later. So hey, you know, continue on. Hey, we laugh at you niggas because at the end of the day, we're gonna see who's right or wrong.
That's it. Your ass is marked. This is 2nd Ezra 15, and when it says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy." All right, we're not going to stop. All right, until the Lord shuts this thing down, we're going to prophesy day in and day out. Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. Verse 2, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. All right, the prophecies are faithful and true. All right, verse 3, the point. It says, fear not the imaginations against thee, and let not the incredulity of them trouble thee. Look, we're not losing sleep over you dumbass niggas out there, man. You scoffers, you mockers, you unbelievers. All right, we can care less if you believe or not. The fact of the matter is this: we told you,
right?
And all we got to do is tell you one time. We ain't got to plead with you. We ain't got to grab you by your fucking collar shirt, right? Have you in the air dangling by your feet, man. Look, we told your ass, man.
Right.
Okay. Yep. It says, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee, that speak against thee. So the hell with you people who don't believe. You can click off the video. All right. Everything everything that's coming to pass, it has been written, man. Okay. There's no more denying that the prophecy is true, man. That the Lord ain't real. You know, it says, for all the unfaithful shall die in the unfaithfulness. And as simple as that, man. 2/3 got to go. Period, man. You mockers, you damn demons out there, and you getting ready to suffer a horrible judgment. Okay. It says, verse 5, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. These are all the things that we're seeing taking place right now. You got riots going on all across the world right now. People are burning cities down and shit, man. All right. People are rebelling against their governments over in fucking Nepal and out there in Europe and shit like that. It's all it's uproars all over the planet. Okay. It says, last verse here, for wickedness has exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. So now, what do you see now? Now the Lord is bringing forth the judgment, man. Right. Shit is popping off, right? You got it, bro.
Kind of add to you real quick. This is Romans chapter 11, verse 7. What then? Israel had not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, and the rest were blinded. All right. So like talking about saying on the screen, man, if a nigga can't get it, we moving on, man. Because at the end of the day, we're doing what we're supposed to be doing. All right. So if you can't see it, you can't understand it, that's on you. Hey, take that up with the Lord, man. Ultimately, he didn't open your eyes, man. Okay. So hey, the elect, you brothers that believe, that have eyes to see and ears to hear, it's okay. You know, we're gonna be justified soon, man. So we just gotta endure. You gotta think about it like this, man. Every time that the prophets were sitting out in every captivity that we're about to go into, hey, they got treated the same way, man. All right, and guess what? Them same niggas that was talking shit against the prophets back then, hey, when the Lord finally had those different heathens take us down, and them same niggas was eating them words, man. You know, that's gonna happen again. All right. It says, verse 8, according as it is written, the Most High has given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear until this day. So at the end of the day, this is why niggas can't get it, man. The Lord has spiritually blocked y'all, man. All right. So like we read, man, let not the incredulity of them trouble you, because these people are meant to they're not meant to be believers, man. But blessed are your eyes for they see, and your ears for you hear, because the Lord has given you the eyesight, man.
Yeah.
All right. Last verse, or last two verses. And David saith, let their table be made a snare, and a trap, and a stumbling block, and a recompense unto them. Let their eyes be darkened, that they may not see, and bow down their neck always. Right. So King David said, let this truth be a stumbling block unto him. And obviously it's a stumbling block because the fact that this nigga has the spirit to keep coming on videos and scoff is bothering him. You know, obviously he, in the back of his mind, what if they're right? That's why he keeps saying it.
Yep.
You know, it's going to be another year. Hebrew Israelites still going to be saying the same thing, because secretly you're wishing that we're wrong. So the longer the Lord prolongs it, because prophecy still have to take place, you're still going to have that thought until when it finally comes, and you're going to have that they were right moment, and then it's going to be too late.
It's going to be too late. Yep. Wisdom of Solomon, was the 5th chapter. You know, you're gonna know in that day, you're gonna know that you erred from the way of truth.
That's right.
That the light of the Lord didn't shine upon you. All right. So again, that the word is plain unto the righteous, but a stumbling block unto the wicked, man. Somebody had to play the role of the believer in the non-believer. Period. Right? Anyway, let's get back into it here, finishing it out. So this last part of the chat GPT here, it says in essence, the two ideas together could be interpreted as a critique of the global financial system and the way which crises, manufactured or inevitable, are used as opportunities for powerful elites to reshape the world in their favor, often at the expense of the public. Right? This is what we're going to get into here, man. All right, because everything, the crises, the shootings, the chaos, the fear, it's all part of the plan. Right. So anyway, I saw this early on. So it says here, this is from the Wall Street Journal. It says Trump says he will send National Guard to Memphis. All right, so he's hitting all the major cities where Jake is heavily populated, man. It says we're going to fix that just like we did Washington. Trump tells Fox News. Let's play a little bit of this, right? About 40 seconds.
We're going to Memphis. Memphis is
That's the next city.
deeply troubled. And the mayor is happy. He's a Democrat mayor. The mayor is happy. And the governor, Tennessee, the governor is happy. Deeply troubled. We're going to fix that just like we did Washington. I would have preferred going to Chicago.
So I can. And push straight to the point. All right. So what we know here, go to Jeremiah the 30th chapter. Somebody pull that real quick. Because what we know here is that Trump is getting ready to hit all of these cities, man. All right. They got the National Guard, they got the ICE, they spent over like 100 and I forgot how much it was. I want to say it was like over 170 million or something like that. As far as like equipping these militias, these federal forces with the ammunition, with the riot gear, okay, because they plan on rolling on Jake. That's what it's all about. America is really at war with the tribes, and that's the prophecy. This is all going into what? Into Jacob's trouble. Let's read that real quick. All right, start from the top and read down to the point.
Okay. This is Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 1. It says, "The word that came to Jeremiah from the Lord Yahweh, saying, Thus speaketh the Lord Yahweh, power of Israel, saying, Write thee all the words that I have spoken unto thee in a book. For lo, the days come, saith Yahweh, that I will bring again the captivity of my people, Israel and Judah, saith Yahweh."
Yeah, and that's a great point there too, because this is the time of our salvation. All right, our salvation is nearer than we believe, man. So these things, the collapse, the destruction, the chaos, all right, all these things are leading to the salvation of the Lord's remnant, the elect. Go ahead.
"And I will cause them to return to the land that I gave to them, to their fathers, and they shall possess it. And these are the words that Yahweh spake concerning Israel and concerning Judah. For thus saith the Lord Yahweh, we have heard a voice of trembling, of fear, and not of peace."
And not of peace. There's no peace coming. Okay. Do you see what the fuck's going on here? Okay. All in the media, everybody across America is in the spirit of fear and confusion, man. Perplexity, as you read that definition earlier.
That's right.
Okay. Keep going.
God, if I can make a quick point, Zaquan, like you said, there's just fear that's on the horizon. There's no peace because you have billions of dollars that's being invested into this infrastructure. These dollars aren't being invested for any reason. They want a return on that investment.
Right.
So they're not going to stop until they accomplish what it is that they pour billions of dollars into, which I want to just add to you, Zaquan, like you made mention of the funding real quick. The ICE budget saw a massive increase with the passage of the 2025 Big Budget Act, which allocated approximately $28.7 billion annually to the agency.
Ooh, man.
And they are calling it the Deportation Industrial Complex.
Mm-hmm.
So
the cleanup.
The cleanup squad.
Mm-hmm.
So continuing on, Jeremiah 30 and verse 6. "Ask ye now, and see whether a man doth travail with child. Wherefore do I see every man with his hands on his loins, as a woman in travail, and all faces are turned into paleness."
Yeah, that's giving you a description. Verse 6 is giving you a description of the chaos. All right, the terror that's going to happen in the streets. There's going to be people dying out here, man. Right. Bodies in the street. People are going to perish from famine. Okay, it's going to be sedition of men. 2 Ezra 15. Okay, people like you said earlier, people are going to crash out, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right, people got like families and shit, man. 5, 6 kids. So when resources get cut off, it's basically me feeding my family versus yours. Okay, it's gonna be a cold spirit in that time. This is what the hell is about to happen. Okay, when you got niggas out here fucking scoffing and talking shit, hey, the Lord has marked your ass for death. Hey, we ain't up here to fucking play around with you people, man. All right, this is what's getting ready to happen. Do you fear the Lord or not? Do you want to be saved or not, man?
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So, hey, you people, you fucking scoffers out there, man. Hey, just shut the fuck up, man. Okay, because hey, the spirit of death is out here, man. Okay, apostles they talked about that a lot. Hey, the death angels in the air, man. The death angels are here. Shit is going down. People are dying, man. And there was a video. I forgot to pull it up. The brother Shalom went into it, but hey, this Edomite beheaded somebody in Dallas, man. I don't know if you brother seen the video. The fucking head was just rolling down the street. You see what I'm saying? These are the times we in, man. Niggas is playing around.
Yep.
Go ahead.
You got Salakia. I wanted to, land back on that too. You had that incident that happened with Charlie Kirk, and for the couple of hours that you had Edomites speculating that it could have been Jake, and they were trying to pretty much vilify Jake. You had several HBCU universities that were on lockdown because they were pretty much targeting Jake.
Yep.
Just like that at an instance. It's just on. That's the spirit that's being evoked in this psyop right now.
Yes.
Kindling that hatred, really fulfilling prophecy. All roads lead to the MOTB. All roads abide by prophecy as to what the will of the Lord is.
Prophecy's on fire.
Yep.
I had a quote and a precept I wanted to bring out real quick. So first, because that what you got on the screen, this is going to be a more normalized thing as we continue to witness these things unfold, because these shootings are nothing more than psyops that Esau is doing to justify bringing in, this Project Gideon, allowing like that, and Palantir and these different, AI, things to be pushed on the public of saying how we need this, man.
That's right.
So as we're seeing Esau purposely, destroy America, this is all gearing towards, like brother made the mention of, about how Esau is about to use this as another reason to come at Jake too. But I want to get this quote from the Joker in that Dark Knight movie, and he said, introduce a little anarchy, upset the established order, and everything becomes chaos. And that's what these devils are doing.
Yep.
All right, they're bringing anarchy into the American society, a place that has never seen any type of adversity, and as we see, the people are just unraveling, man.
Right.
All right, and it's mainly becoming detrimental to his own people, because as we see, it's splitting America up, man. You got the left versus the right. All right,
Yep.
the elemental people versus the straight people.
Yep.
Women versus men. It's all madness being done, and it's all being circulated by fear.
Yep.
Okay. Now I had in this Google AI overview, I said, how do the elites use fear to control the masses? And I'll just read it real quickly. It says the so-called elites pretty much it says use fear to manipulate public opinion, consolidate power, and justify their actions. This tactic, known as fear-mongering, capitalizes on the public's instinctual emotional responses to perceived threats, which can override critical thinking. It says methods for using fear to control the masses. And as I'm reading this, just picture, are they not using these things right now?
Right.
All right. It says creating moral panics. Elites and the media can work together to cultivate widespread irrational fear over an issue or group, often involving marginalized people. The perceived threat is often exaggerated or invented, creating folk devils blamed for societal problems. Manufacturing crisis and enemies. Politicians and other powerful groups can invent or intensify their sense of a crisis, repeatedly presenting themselves as the only saviors. For instance, by repeatedly broadcasting specific phrases, images, and warnings, they can perpetuate a fear psychosis within a population. Target can include political opponents, immigrants, and other countries. Promoting an us versus them narrative, A common tool in fear-based politics is creating a divisive narrative that pits the people against a demonized other. This strategy exploits existing societal anxieties, biases, and xenophobia, fostering group loyalty and distrust of outsiders, which is what you have on the screen.
Yep.
It says using propaganda and misinformation. Fear tactics often involve misrepresenting information, using misleading statistics, or spreading fake news through media channels and social media. This creates a distorted reality and leverages the brain's negativity bias, which causes humans to give more weight to bad news. And this is what Esau is doing with Jake. All right, bringing out all this, pseudoscience facts of how they're trying to, make Jake look like they're the face of terror. It's saying that you're hundreds or more time to get attacked by a so-called black man than any other race. They're bringing out all this bullshit to justify coming against Jake.
Yep.
It says justifying expanded control by invoking fear. Authorities can justify taking extraordinary measures that restrict freedoms and expand their own power. This can include justifying increased surveillance, tightening security, or pushing through unpopular policies under the pretext of public safety. All these things are being used to force the anarchy into the world so that the place can call for martial law, all right, so they can bring that order out of chaos and eventually bring in this new world order system. So I set out that to bring out this precept. This is Matthew 12:26. It says, if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How then shall his kingdom stand? And he's destroying his own kingdom by putting his own people against himself. Because these Edomites, they're beginning to see through Esau's deception. So they see the government is attacking them. All right. They see that these elites have left them behind. And so they, as it says, man, choose your America. These Edomites are going to go to war with each other, man.
That's it. That's it. Perfect. You got something, Mark?
I just got that Jeremiah 30.
Yep.
Verse 7.
Finish it out.
Jeremiah chapter 30 and verse 7, it says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it.
There you go. The elect. That's who's going to be saved out of it. The remnant. Those are the believers, all right, that are going to be covered in that time, man. It's going to be a day like no other, man. Okay, we can't even put it in words. We can't even describe it to you, man. It's going to be the worst time on earth. And you got niggas playing around. You see what I'm saying? This ain't the time to be fucking around, Jay. This is the time to be sincere, to get right, man, to repent.
That's right.
Okay? Right. The days of evil, man. They're getting ready to remove, this truth from off the highways and hedges, man. They're going to shut our videos down, man. Then what you going to have? You see what I'm saying? So this is the time to get your shit together. All right? But let's jump back into here. Okay, because like you were saying, Priest, the psychological operations, the psyops, they program these Americans to beg for to beg for that salvation. Like the video we played, they're gonna cause these Americans to beg the government to step in.
That's right.
And everything is playing right into that hand, right? So here, back in this article, Choose Your America, in the aftermath of the Kirk slaying, a snapshot of a fractured nation. You see, that's that division. Okay, let's see what this video says here. I believe this is a video. All right.
We got him. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident. This information was relayed to the Utah County Sheriff's Office and scene investigators at Utah Valley University. This information was also conveyed to the FBI. Investigators reviewed additional video footage from UVU surveillance and identified Robinson arriving on UVU campus in a gray Dodge Challenger at approximately 8:29 a.m. on September 10th, in which he is observed on video in a plain maroon t-shirt, light-colored shorts, a black hat with a white logo, and light-colored shoes. When encountered in person by investigators in Washington County on September 12th, in the early morning hours, Robinson was observed in consistent clothing with those surveillance images. Investigators interviewed a family member of Robinson who stated that Robinson had become more political in recent years. The family member referenced a recent incident in which Robinson came to dinner prior to September 10th, and in the conversation with another family member, Robinson mentioned Charlie Kirk was coming to UVU. They talked about why they didn't like him and the viewpoints that he had. The family member also stated Kirk was full of hate and spreading hate. The family member.
Hey, that's another narrative. You notice that, man. They've been talking about that a lot too. You know,
Yep.
Speaking about hate, spreading hate. We got to stop the hate, right? Anything that goes against their narrative or anything that's exposing this system, these Edomites, they're going to regard it as hate. It's another mechanism to pretty much, stop you from speaking the truth. You know.
Yep.
So we're gonna be tied into all of this shit, man. All right.
Also confirmed Robinson had a gray Dodge Challenger.
Yeah, so it's a lot of madness going on. You was gonna say something, Tazwan?
No, I was gonna land back on what you just said, Zaquan. Like the scriptures say, we'll be numbered amongst the transgressors. You know, the previous speaker of the Biden administration, Karen Jean-Pierre, I can't remember her exact title, but I remember her making that statement that, you know, pretty much anybody that spoke against the status quo or the narrative of society should be considered domestic tease.
Yep.
You know, so now we're seeing this administration that is pretty much forwarding that psyops to pretty much shape the minds of the people to this narrative.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you don't associate with this narrative, then you need to be ostracized. You need to be put into a corner that, you know, we need to pretty much label you as a domestic tease. We're now in that season. We're now in that time.
If I could add to you too, Tazwan, remember how they conditioned people to get ready to accept that? As you see, that was the reason behind cancel culture when that, you know, first came on and became a thing, because that got used to people that pretty much fell out of public opinion. They were able to remove them, you know, from the spotlight, and pretty much they were forgotten about. Well, that's what they're going to eventually do to the prophets, man. But they're going to physically come after, you know, all of us that's teaching this word, and the people are going to be okay with it because they've already been conditioned, you know, for these things to happen.
Yeah, there you go, and that's a good point. The brother Matazal Lacham, all right, he said, going into the Charlotte stabbing, he said, I don't believe it. I saw the video where they debunked the shooting. It says, oh, I'm sorry, not the stabbing, but the Charlie Kirk. It says, where they debunked the shooting, saying underneath Kirk's shirt was a blood pack, and it detonated on stage. It's a lot of shit, man. You know, it's a lot of it. This is all tying into the psyops. Real quick, can you grab Ephesians 6 and 10 and 11? You know, Tazwan just posted it. Tazamak just posted it. All right, but you can read down to 12, but start at 10, Ephesians 6 and 10. Right? Yeah. That's it right there, man. See, through the spirit, we're able to see through these things, man. It's a lot of heavy distraction psyops that we're getting hit at all angles, man. This is why you got to be locked in the spirit, right? You got it out.
This is the book of Ephesians chapter 6 and verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
Yeah, see, put on the whole armor of Yahweh Shemel Shai, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. And the brother Shalom, as we talked about earlier, he posted the video of the Charlotte stabbing. The dude was breaking it down on how the chick, when she supposedly got stabbed, right? She crawled into the corner, and you can see that she grabbed something and to make some more blood come out, man. The shit was totally fake. You know,
the brother put it on the comment board. You want to show it? Yeah, he said that. He said, man, when the bitch so-called got stabbed and she fell, if you got stabbed in the neck, bro, your blood would be everywhere. She ain't had no blood on the seat, you know, and it's like until she fell in between the seats, and you just saw that little red shit come out. But then also, if that was real blood, the blood would have kept coming out. It was just like when you bust a ketchup packet, it just splattered, and that was it. No, that's not how blood worked, man.
Right,
so that shit was some bullshit. And then when he slowed it down, you could tell he wasn't even stabbing her, man.
These are the wiles of the devil, man. See, this is why you gotta have the spirit. But see, people who lack the spirit of the Lord, hey, that took people by storm.
Yeah,
you know, So this devil, he's very intricate. He's very scripture say he's very cunning, right? But you just got to be on your shit, man. This is the time, man. Okay, it's all types of witchcraft and sorcery going on, man. So you got to be locked in the spirit, right?
And that's why we read earlier about being in the spirit, man. Hey, because these devils want to bait you into this thing. This is why you got to watch what you're saying on social media, watch what you're posting.
Yep.
You know, watch what you saying and who you talking about that with. You know, because all eyes and ears are on the Israelites, man. These devils know where we are, where we work. You know, they know they're watching us, man.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Talisman, can you get a testimony about your relative? You were saying about.
Khan.
Yeah.
So my sister, she has shared that one of her direct reports that she works with had got doxxed. So basically, she was on social media just believing that she could just harmlessly, comment, regarding the Charlie Clark shooting. And basically, they pretty much doxed her. They got all of her personal information. They got her address. They got her phone number. They got where she worked at. They started blowing up her job site. So it went all the way up to HR, and that woman was fearful for her job, So like brothers are saying, being circumspect and being mindful and attentive of what it is that we're saying and doing is very imperative, especially as we see all this infrastructure that we talk about and prophesy, they finna roll that shit out.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
If the masses of the people are doing this to their own, people on just social media type shit, we already know that the big dogs, the government, Project Gideon,
Mm-hmm.
the AI infrastructure, it's gonna be even crazier.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. This is why, like I said, man, brothers got to be, salty, like the elder said, man. I'll read this for you, bro. That's a good precept. This is 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 10 in the NLT. It says, he will use every kind of evil deception to fool those on their way to destruction because they refuse to love and accept the truth that would save them. And that's why we said earlier, man, the Most High has blinded these people. So these dummies literally believe everything that they see through that media. Because as we know, Esau's media goes back to witchcraft, man. I believe it's the spirit of Medea or something like that. But they use that media to enchant people and put spells on them to where they literally believe anything they see on that. It's still in 2025 people that believe that 9/11 was a real thing. That's just one of many examples. That's why they talk about the so-called conspiracy theories, but all these conspiracies that we see they're true. No stone, the Lord has left no stone unturned, man.
All right. So like you were saying, this is why you gotta watch what you post, you gotta watch what you repost. You got Jake on social media just reposting shit that is not valid. You gotta watch what what you putting up, man. Because they're gonna try to use that shit against you. That's the devil.
Right.
Spreading
false narratives.
There you go.
Like we see all the time with these TikTok and Instagram videos, people just be coming with any type of information. And if you're not seasoned to think and research things, you just post it trying to be the first reporter, like how them niggas be on the World Star on YouTube, comment board, first comment, or you want to be the first poster. All right. You're not even legitly checking if what you're bringing out is valid, man.
That's right.
Because Esau can use that, that's false prophets because they're posting false information. So hey, as a man of the Lord, as a watchman, all right, we got to be very, mindful of what we putting out here, man.
Con, bro. Con. All right, finish this out here. This is here's another one. This is also from the New York Times. It says Civil War mentions surge online. Okay, Civil War mentions surge online after Kirk assassination. The term has increasingly been invoked on social media after major political moments, highlighting divisions among Americans. You see that? So, hey, this stuff that happened in the past couple of days is tearing America apart, man.
Right.
Okay. Exactly. If Satan's kingdom is divided, how shall his kingdom stand? All right. People are hurt. People are messed up. And you seen the video of the Edomite, he was turning red, crying and shit. No, they shot my man. This shit is crazy, right?
Right.
Let's see if there's a little bit to read here. right?
If I could say that right quick, Jaquan, like Edomites are really looking at this nigga as MLK.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
think about that spirit that's being evoked inside of the hearts and minds of Edomites to akin Charlie Kirk to Martin Luther King, alleged civil rights activists.
Mhm.
Like that shit right there, that's a major thought provocation.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Bro, I'm thinking about that as you're saying that. It's like Esau is trying to put everybody through their own little civil rights movement. You know, all these different things. Really, since Trump came into office, the whole MAGA movement is like Esau's version of civil rights, and they're trying to save their country, like how Jake was protesting back then.
Yeah, that's the energy. You know, don't be ashamed to be white.
Right.
You know, don't apologize. You know, make America white again. That whole spirit and energy is being pushed. This is how you know that. Like we said, we've been talking about this for a long time. That eventually the clash was going to go down. Right. So these elites, as they're orchestrating all these different polycrises, is getting ready to hit. Right. It says, just read a little bit here and we'll grab some scriptures. It says, minutes after the shooting on the right wing of the right wing influencer Charlie Kirk in Utah on Wednesday, calls for civil war began appearing online. The term civil war was mentioned on Wednesday more than 129,000 times on the social platform X, according to an analysis by the New York Times. On Thursday, it was mentioned at least 210,000 times. This was up from a daily average around 18,000 in previous months. Many of the posts that included the phrase were reposted on other platforms, including Truth Social, TikTok, and Instagram. The talk of civil war came largely from Republican lawmakers, right-wing media personalities, and conservative podcasters, according to a review by the Times. Some questioned whether America was already engaged in a civil war over its values, while others called for violence after Mr. Kirk's death. Last part here. Among those who used the phrase were Alex Jones, the irony, right?
Right.
The creator of InfoWars, a right-wing media platform, and these are all double agents anyway, right? Chaya Rachik, who is behind the prominent Libs of TikTok social media account, which frequently attacks the LGBT community, and Andrew Tate, another one, right? Another agent provocateur, guy that they set up. And Andrew Tate, the right-wing influencer known for his misogynistic views. See that? So it's about to pop, right? You might as well, we might as well get second of 15, right? Pull that out real quick, Doc.
If I can add, just adding more fuel to the fire. This is why we said, man, Esau is pumping this shit to pretty much bring that war against Jake, man. If I can grab this was this tweet. It says, breaking: Elon Musk confirms that the white race has two simple options to make: be conquered and enslaved while being called racist, or reclaim our nation and dignity while being called racist. And it's like it's different angles that he's using to come by this, because like we said, that he's blaming Jake as the face of terror. He's riling up these different Edomites to pretty much say that, hey, you have to protect yourself from these damn niggas. Going back to that what they were saying back then, that was calling Jake, brutes, to protect the white woman from the black man, all this bullshit. So hey, these devils, they're on their last stand, but they're about to come out swinging, man.
Yeah, let me just put not to rant, but let me just add on to what you're saying. This is what we're talking about, because I've been seeing this a lot lately. A lot of these Edomites have been on these podcasts, and they've been going in on Jake, man. They've been going in on niggas, man, and that's the narrative that's being painted to make Jake the face of terror. Let's pull that up, right, real quick.
These black people are really struggling, and they're turning into these maniacs. It seems like they don't do anything right. They're obnoxious, they're rude, they're inconsiderate, aggressive, cruel. And, look, nobody hates black people for being black. if there are people like that, I think that's exceedingly rare.
That's bull.
And I don't consider myself one of them. The reason that people have negative attitudes about black people is because most people's interactions with black people are negative. Most people's interactions with black people is when you're stuck in traffic and you see a Nissan Altima speeding down the shoulder and you say, what the fuck? You're not supposed to do that. If everybody did that, it would just be another lane. And, you know, not everybody can do that. But it's like these people have no respect for decorum. They think the rules don't apply to them. They have no respect for society.
Can you pause that real quick? Because everything that he's saying is really talking about Edomites.
Right.
So you don't even see niggas really be doing this except for the Nissan Altima part. That shit is true. But everything else outside of that, he's describing Edomites, man.
Yeah, that's it. But see that, but the point I'm playing this video, this is the narrative that's all over the internet right now. This is who these Edomites are running with. They're running with that victim. Now they're the victims. Out of all the shit they've done and harm that they caused, now they're trying to flip the script, which is going to justify them to do everything that we're talking about in this lesson. This is what's been going on heavily all over Instagram, TikTok. These people these agents popping up on these podcasts, and this is the shit they've been saying, you know. So it's all that, it's that programming, you know. Jake is the in the forefront of hate and terror. That's right. You know. Yep.
But it's like these people have no respect for decorum. They think the rules don't apply to them. They have no respect for society. Like that's their interaction is they are a waiter and they wait on a black table and the black people don't tip and they're fucking rude. Like that's most people's interactions. It's stuff like that. They go to the DMV and they see a black person behind the counter and they say, oh, here we go. And the person's rude. Now, it just goes to show people are not racist. It goes to show people don't like people that are rude. That people don't, it's unpleasant. People want to be treated with consideration and respect. And it is true that black people are, in this day and age, unfortunately, seem to have very low moral character. It's not even just the violence, although the violence is pretty striking. If you live your life and you know that you're going to be mugged by black people, it kind of colors your opinion or perception of black people, wouldn't you say? If 99% of the carjackings and stabbings and shootings that you see in Chicago are by black people, when you're walking down the street late at night, guess what you're looking for? Black people. It doesn't take a lot of them to spoil the whole bunch like that. And we just want black people to take accountability. And I'm not a bad person. It just seems that every time I encounter you people, for the most part, it's negative. And sometimes extremely negative. Like I could get a gun in my face. You know, that's a problem. And people go, well, you are just loaded up with hatred and racism. It's like, I'm really not. I'm a really friendly person. I'm a really polite, friendly person. I give everybody a chance. But if I'm someplace and I see some black person walking in with their pants sagging and they can't articulate what their problem is or what they need, and they're rude and they're aggressive and I'm in fear for my life, like, yeah, I have a problem with all of that. And these black people go, well, you're racist. You're racist. It's like, no, I just hate inconsiderate behavior. It just bothers me in this damn ass city because that's all it is in Chicago is just these black people who can never take accountability. It's always somebody else's fault.
See that?
Yeah, he's talking about the minority of Jake. Every single nigga is not like that, bro.
Right.
But he was describing as YNs and E.
Yep.
And it's not every single one of them, man. So that just show you that these devils are hypocrites, man. That's how it is with them. They say the minority doesn't make the majority. Well, when that narrative is flipped on them, that's the point they stand. But they want to use that for Jake, saying that all black people or Jake period is nuisances, man. This devil, man.
Yeah, but the audacity of these fucking devils, man. You know, all this shit that's going on, as we've been speaking about, the pedophilia, the trafficking that's going on, the wars, all this wicked shit, but they'll never take accountability for that. Right? You know, this fucking system, right? Exactly. He's projecting. Yeah, this fucking system. All right, the fucking military, the police, right? Hey, we can go on all day. You see what I'm saying? But the point the reason again why I played that video is to show you these are the talking points that are going out on the internet, man. This is what's programming these Edomites for that racial divide. Okay, yeah, we know he's talking about these 2/3 niggas, but they're summing everybody into that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They're summoning all you Negro, Latino, Native Americans, and Hispanic into that bunch, man. Okay? So fuck out of here, man. Right?
Hey, it's the media. But if you go off what they show in the media, if that's the only picture you show of Jake, you're able to spin the perspective to make what you're saying seem true. But when you walk around your everyday, man, everybody knows that's not true, man. But this devil, he's a witch, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody talk one.
No, I just want to add, like, just going into that media, like, this is just reminding me of The Birth of a Nation,
Yep.
a film from the early 1900s that pretty much like shaped the mind of a lot of Edomites throughout America during the time of Jim Crow.
Right.
It really structured the mind of Esau to look at Jake as barbaric, you know? And now we're seeing that same spiral of media where it's just thought-provoking, where it's striking the hearts and spirits of these Edomites to feel like, yeah, you know what, I am superior. Because Esau wouldn't be talking like this openly in the public years ago, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But that's just goes to show you, like we've been going into in this lesson, man. This is where we're at with it.
Yeah, this is the accuser, you know, and he's going to use all this shit that they've been saying to justify to do what they got to do. So we're at that point we're at that crossroads, if you will, where this shit is about to explode, man. All right, that did we get that 2 Ezra 15?
I'm sorry.
Read that real quick, because that's how it's going down.
This is 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands.
Yeah, it's going to be race wars, man. It's going to be racial division. It's going to be civil wars. Okay, it's going to be Jake clashing with this government. Okay, with the police. Okay, with these these Edomites and whatnot. Okay, that bubble is about to burst. Okay,
if I can add to you real quick what you said, because what it is, Esau is trying to provoke Jake.
Yeah,
all these different things that they're doing, they're trying to push really Judah to do something so that they're justified for coming with that crackdown.
Mm-hmm. You got it up.
Verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Yeah, there should be. Read that one more time, Salakia.
Come, 2 Ezra 15, verse 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another.
Yeah, sedition, uprisings, man. There's going to be riots. There's going to be revolts. There's going to be clashes, man. Go ahead, bro.
They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power.
Yeah, so nobody's going to regard the authority. There's no going to be no regard for, the law. Okay, it's going to be lawlessness, man. Okay, it's going to be a dog-eat-dog world out here, man, soon to come. Okay, it's going to be bodies in the streets. It's going to be people laid out here. This is what prophecy says.
That's right.
We're living the prophecies as we see it, man. Civil war mentions surged online after this assassination occurred. Okay, these Edomites are being riled up. It's all part of the machine, if you will, man. Okay, they need the order out of chaos. Okay, how can you deny and say this is not true? Okay, we're linking prophecy with the news. It's all matching up, right? I got one more I have pulled up here. I have some other stuff, but we'll say that for later, right? Just to wrap up the lesson here, not to get too long-winded. But this one again is from New York Times. After Kirk killing, Americans agree on one thing: something is seriously wrong. It says in interviews from across the country, people express fear and wariness and said that the country seemed to be spinning out of control. Come on, man. Right? Let's read a paragraph real quick and we'll get back to the scripture. Let's see. So it says, I just want to get to the point. It says, quote, this could happen to anybody in this country, Mr. Pardon said, Mr. Patron said, speaking from his home near the Mexican border. I think that people across the board are afraid. as we told you. That anxiety echoed this week in interviews with Americans, including a group of voters that the New York Times has been following throughout the Trump presidency. No matter their beliefs, people say they were deeply unsettled after the killing of Mr. Kirk, who have built a national movement promoting right-wing politics on campuses like the one in Utah where his life ended. Last point here. It says some of those interviewed have not heard of Mr. Kirk. Others felt strongly about him and his politics, for and against, but virtually all agreed that Mr. Kirk's violent death seemed to confirm a deep fear that something is seriously wrong in this nation. It was not just gun violence in some sense. It says that has become a daily tragedy, lamentable but unsurprising. As several people pointed out, there was also a school shooting in Colorado on Wednesday. Instead, Mr. Kirk's death at 31 symbolized for many the collapse of what they thought was a basic common sense need not to debate American value, that people expressing a political opinion should not be shot for it. There you go, man. So he's like we were talking about, he's being heralded as the a martyr for freedom of speech. Like you said earlier, he's being heralded as the white Martin Luther King right now, man. You see what I'm saying? So America is pretty much it's a wrap for this place, man. What more can we say? Right? You got anything you want to add?
Yeah, I wanted to add just right quick. We understand what happened as a catalyst of Jake. You know, Jake wanted to try go about things in a civil manner, you know, after the passing of Martin Luther King. But this nigga, it's nothing civil that's coming out of this dude.
Right.
This guy's passing is going to stoke the flames of Esau to tap into his blessing.
Right. That's it. You got anything else I appreciate want to add in there?
Nah.
Yeah, that's it, man. So we went for about an hour or so, man. But that's pretty much the point, man. Just wanted to go through these articles and point out, again, prophecy is on fire, America's in chaos, and it's only going to get worse, man. All right, things are definitely turning up, and this is all through the spirit of Yahweh Shemel Shai, man. So again, remain circumspect, remain vigilant. Okay, the devil, he seeks to devour. Stay on point, man. All right, because we're getting ready to see even more outrageous and violent things to come. So that was it. You brothers want to add in there, or that's it?
God, I just got one thing to close out with, Zaquan.
You got it.
Like you said. Let me see here. This is Matthew chapter 26 and verse 41. It says, "Watch and pray that you enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak."
That's right.
So just remaining on the watch, just seeing everything that's going on, being circumspect, moving in the spirit, and just taking heed to prophecy.
That's it, man. All
and
right.
Praying.
That's it.
Maybe
repent. Pray and repent, man. The Lord is on his way back. America's on his way out. And hey, we almost out of here, man. So we'll leave it like that.
Right.
We pray that you sincere believers, you brothers and sisters out there, were edified. All right, we're going to close it out by giving all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahushai, Bahasham. A double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who taught us the truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. Next time we say shalom.
Shalom.